Good, well, welcome everybody. I'm sure you're looking forward to meeting the latest new recruit of South Devon Cricket Club. We're just a few opening comments. Obviously, we've been absolutely, on behalf of the club and all Somerset supporters, absolutely delighted, Chris, that you're with us for part of this season. And Chris's cricketing pedigree, you probably know the numbers better than I do, but clearly one of the greatest batsmen ever to have played the game. And clearly not just with the white ball, but his record with the red ball too is phenomenal. But a few other points to make as well. As you know, back in 2012, we thought we had signed Chris then, but he had some differences of opinion with his cricket board at the time. And Somerset took the view that we should support him through that and work with him through that. And now is the reward. And I just wanted to place on record, I think, the club's gratitude for the way in which you've honoured your commitment. There are far too few superstars in sport who would have done that. So I think it's to your credit enormously that you have done. And those are the sort of things, I think, that mark out the great players from just the really good ones. So Chris, undoubtedly a man of great integrity. Also, I think it's great from Somerset's point of view. 10 years ago, we simply couldn't have afforded players of this stature. As you know, the club have worked incredibly hard off the pitch to try and increase our financial strength. We've been very fortunate, and that has gone well, and you can see the ground continuing to take shape. And now, of course, being an international venue. So we're very fortunate, relative to many other clubs, that we are able to afford to incentivise players of Chris's ability to join us, and that's a really important strategic point for Somerset. And lastly, we are the smallest county by population in professional cricket, so clearly we're delighted that we're able to punch well above our weight. And it's our plan to continue to do so. There's some very tough attritional cricket being played out, both with red ball and white ball. But we remain very confident we're still only about a quarter of the way through the season, so we remain very confident that we will ultimately have something I'm sure, to celebrate and look back on the season with some pride and some satisfaction. So that's enough from me. I'm now going to hand over to Chris, and I'm sure I'll open the floor and give you a chance to ask any questions that you might like. Most likely of him, but if you've got any questions for me, I'll also do my best to answer them.
Hi Chris, Charlie from BBC Somerset. Kent put 228 on the board on Sunday. When you stepped out to bat, what were you thinking?
To get the runs, there's no doubt about it. But it was a lot of runs to actually chase in a T20 game. So I knew the start was going to be key, for the team to try and set it up for the middle order. But we fell short by 4 runs, so it's disappointing. But at the same time, it was a great game for T20 cricket, and I thought the fans, really enjoyed it, and it was a fantastic day. Just to be on the losing side was the only problem. What
did you make of the ground here first time you batted in Taunton?
It's fantastic, to be honest with you. A lot of guys told me about the ground, before I came here. So it's a good wicket, small boundaries. Well, I witnessed it for myself, so it was fantastic, and I really enjoyed batting in it. So
it seems like you're enjoying being part of Somerset as well. You're meeting lots of fans, and yesterday signing for South Devon as well.
Yeah, it was fantastic. The people, they accepted me with both hands, and I appreciate that, to be honest with you. And, like I said, I'm so happy, I was able to give them something to cheer about last Sunday, so it's really good.
And lastly, what does Somerset need to do to start winning games? If you can hit 150 and not win, so what does Somerset need to do to win these games?
I think all around cricket, we've got to improve on that. I think, both in the batting and bowling department, once we can get those things combined and working together, we should be able to win more games.
Thank you.
Chris, John T from ITV News. How satisfying has it been to come in and hit the best part of 250 runs in 2 matches? Because I'm sure you realise there's probably a lot of pressure on you to perform, a lot of expectation from the supporters, and you've done that straight away.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure. Like Andy mentioned, I should have been here from 2012. That didn't happen, so I knew the expectation was high. definitely coming off the IPL as well. You know, people looking forward to great things here, and I never played in this NatWest T20 before. So it was really fantastic to actually get a start like that, and you know, most players, you don't get this sort of start, so when you get those sort of start, they try and capitalize on it, and you know, you make the best use of it. So I'm really happy to actually, you know, done well in the last 2 games, and you know, hopefully I can continue. But these things don't happen so often, so you just try and make the best use of it, you know, while you can.
And what's it like when you sort of see people jumping into the river to go and fish balls out for you? People asking you to pull pints in a pub. I mean, is that sort of what you expected when you got here? Is that all an added bonus?
The river part was a bit crazy. It's cool, eh? I can't believe the guy did that. You know, but that goes to show, you know, some die-hearted fans out here in the UK, and which is, you know, very pleasing to see. And you know, to be able to, well, I've been offered a lot of points. I did had a few last night, so it was good. And you know, like I said, it's nice to socialize with your fans and you know, people, meeting new people, and then you know, enjoying yourself, enjoy life as well.
And is that something you think that's quite important as well? Because you know, we talk about football and rugby players, superstars. They don't necessarily get the chance to meet the fans that are coming to support them. But here you are in a pub, you're meeting players and fans every day. Is that something that's quite important to you?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I look at life different. I'm pretty much, you know, laid back. To be honest with you, nothing really, you know, worries me at all, or worries me at all, anything like that. So, I don't see a problem in, you know, sharing a pint with even a stranger. You know, so it's fantastic as long as he doesn't try to kill me. So, I'm fine. Yeah, but it's natural, to be honest with you. Just who I am. That's the way I operate.
And just lastly from me, then, you just sort of the only problem you've got is the weather at the moment. You said it was a bit cold in your first match. Hopefully, it'll stay nice this weekend.
Yeah, the first game was very cold, and you know, Tress was behind the stump, and he was cold, and he's like, "Oh, Chris, it's cold." And so in my mind, I was like, "What do you think about me?" I just arrived, so it was maybe scaring me or something. So, but you know, I made the necessary adjustment. I knew it was going to be like this, so you know, I had to prepare for it mentally.
Steve Cotton from Western Daily Press. Looking forward to Friday evening, facing one of your old friends. I mean, has that add a bit of spice to the battle coming up against Fidel?
Yeah, it did. Actually, it started on Twitter already. A few banters going on Twitter. Darren Sammy, you know, pulling his leg. He's getting upset as well, so he's looking forward to Friday as well. So we see how things goes on Friday, and hopefully it will be another cracker. And you know, we come out on the winning side this time.
I guess cricket's a bit of a global village, isn't it? You must play against people a lot of the time. Your teammates one day, your opponents the next day, and this goes on throughout the year.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the game. Especially when you play against a teammate, you want to go one up on them as well. So when you go back home, you know, you have something to boast about, and you know, you can, you know, trouble him about. So it's fantastic to actually try and, you know, win among a team when you play against a teammate.
Have you been surprised by the reaction here? Because I mean, I was looking at your Twitter feed the other night, and so many Somerset fans are commenting, and then you're having a conversation with Usain Bolt, and then it's back to having a conversation with some Somerset fans. Everyone seems to have, you know, shown you great support since you've been here.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised, to be honest with you, because you know, over the years I've been playing here, the fans always, you know, represent well. So I'm really, you know, actually, you know, like that as well. So I mean, I love playing here apart from the weather, but it's fantastic to play cricket here, to be honest with you. I love batting here, so you always have some good wickets to bat on as well. Like I said, the people play a big part in this sporting arena, so it's fantastic to actually, you know, be on social media. You know, you're talking to them as well, you know, so most people don't really do it, but sometimes I find it amusing.
And after less than a week, it's almost as if you're a member of the community here.
I'm sure I will, for sure. It's a small community, and I'm sure I'll get myself around.
Chris, I mean, Somerset's got a long history of involvement with great West Indian cricketers. I mean, Viv and Joel were both here and big features in our past. I mean, what does it make you to feel to be part of that, sort of continuing that going?
It's a great thing for West Indies cricket, for West Indies players as well, to actually, you know, be a part of this legacy. You mentioned two legends who actually represent this, you know, club as well. So it's fantastic to actually, you know, share the same sort of sentiment and, you know, be a part of this club. You had Pollard here a couple of years ago as well. So, you know, the tradition on West Indian players to keep going, it would be phenomenal to get other players to come after me as well. You know, entertain what we do best, you know, on the field as well.
Could you come back, Chris? Could you see yourself back here again in future? Or is that up to the man next to you?
You will select me?
Sign here.
It's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Sorry, it's just a short stay. I'm really getting, more acclimatized now. And when I settle one place, I want to be there for quite some time. But it's just another couple more games, and then I'm off. So we'll see what the future holds for myself and Somerset.
I think on that point, it's up to the likes of me and Guy Lavender to ensure that the club can afford to bring back the greatest superstars. But as we said before, Matt Maynard picks the team, so that's a question you should address to him. But I'm quite sure there wouldn't be a single Somerset supporter worldwide who wouldn't love to see you back here.
What about finals day, just for this season? If Somerset get there, would you be prepared to come back for one game or 2 games?
What time will that be? In August?
I don't know what the day is actually for finals day this year. Usually
Possibility.
yeah.
I think CPL finish at 10, so we'll see what happens. So fingers crossed we're in a semi-final or final.
I'm very briefly. My dad couldn't make it to the 150 that you scored on Sunday. He's coming this Friday though, so could you repeat it for him, please?
Oh, okay, I'll try and do my best. I'll try and, but he can catch up on YouTube in the meantime.
Yeah, great. Cheers,
I'll
Chris.
try and do my best. Appreciate it. Any more questions? Good.
Okay.
Let's have
Okay.
a pint.